Hello, hello. Welcome to this week's Mended Mama Pep Talk. My name is Emily Cleghorn, and I help new mamas to navigate their triggers from childhood so that they can break free from that trauma and become the mama that they needed when they were little for their littles. This week, what we are talking about is the art of self-compassion. Do you do you know what self-compassion is? Well, if you know what compassion is, feeling uh, a sense of compassion for other people when they are going through situations that are difficult, hard to handle, grief, and then turning around and not having that same compassion with yourself. Gaslighting yourself because you feel upset about something when you feel like you shouldn't feel upset about that thing, and telling yourself that you just need to get over it. You just need to grow a thicker skin. I have had lots of experience with in this situation where I was feeling upset about something. And I was telling myself that that I shouldn't feel upset about that thing because it was no big deal. When to my body, to my brain, my emotions, it felt like a big deal. And so learning the art of self-compassion is huge when you are healing your childhood trauma and stepping into your mended mamahood. So, how does one learn the art of self compassion? Well, for me, it started with learning to believe myself. If you're going to have self compassion, you gaslighting yourself, manipulating yourself isn't conducive to compassion for anybody, right? Think about, I don't know if you've ever had this experience, but think about when you were a little kid and you were upset about something and someone, an adult, looked at you and said, "Oh, stop crying. There's no reason to cry about that." And your emotions were invalidated. Well, that is exactly what you are doing to yourself when you do not have self-compassion. So, learning to believe yourself, trust your body, identify how your body is feeling, and all of that requires you to connect inwardly. So often in our society, we look outwardly for validation of our feelings being correct, and we don't look inward because the only way you're going to know if how you're feeling is true is to look inward. Nobody else can tell you how you should feel. Well, they can pretend that they can. They can suggest that they can, but really they can't. That is that that is you giving your power away. I'm just going to call a spade a spade. That's how I run. That's how I roll. Um pardon me. So, uh, fostering a connection inward requires you to practice some level of mindfulness. Because so often we can be so busy doing that we don't know how to breathe deeply. We don't know what sensations our body is giving us because we've ignored them for so long, for so long. And so, a big part of developing self compassion is learning to connect with yourself through mindfulness. So, if you are not one to meditate, that's cool. I personally cannot meditate. It's not for me. Um, but there are many other ways to connect with how you're feeling and what your body is telling you. And so I'm a big um pro- proponent to journaling. For me, journaling has been the thing that I gravitate towards to get feelings and emotions out of my body, because if you keep your emotions stored inside of your body, um if you keep your emotions stored within your body and you don't allow them to move, express them, get them out, they will manifest in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's um, yelling or crying or binge eating or binge shopping or um, digestive problems or hormonal problems, or there's a whole gamut of ways that your emotions can manifest if you do not express them. Some ways are healthy and other ways are not, and flat out unpleasant. So, journaling, meditating, praying, um, art, music, there are many, 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 many ways that you can connect within. Mindful breathing is something that you can do on the go. Um, and it can be extremely effective. So learning to connect within and then not speaking to yourself in a way that you would not speak to someone else. If you would not say, stop, stop feeling that way, you're being ridiculous to someone else, why on earth are you saying it to yourself? If you would not say that to someone else, why are you saying it to yourself? Give yourself the same level of respect, at least, that you would give other people. If you wouldn't speak in a manner to another person the way that you speak to yourself, then I would suggest that you reevaluate how you are speaking to yourself. Because, my friend, you matter. You are valuable. You have value simply because you are alive. You are here. You are you are a beautiful, vibrant mama who has little people who adore you. And if you wouldn't speak to your children the way that you speak to yourself, then maybe you need to reevaluate how you are speaking to yourself. Because if you speak to yourself that way and you have a daughter, she's going to adopt that, and that's how she's going to speak to herself. And if you have a son, that is how he is going to speak to his potential wife or girlfriend or, you know, that's how he's going to speak to other women in his life. And I'm not saying this to guilt you. I'm saying this to let you know the impact of your children hearing you speak down to yourself. It's huge. It's huge. You will create ripples that last through generations. You get to choose if they are positive ripples or negative ripples. It's your choice. So, developing your self-compassion muscle is huge because when you develop self-compassion, you're compassionate towards yourself. You love yourself more. And that ripples throughout your family. And other people notice that compassion that you have toward yourself, and it impacts them. So the impact is far greater than just you. If you found this helpful, if you resonated with what you heard, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button so that you get notifications when new episodes of the Mamahood After Trauma podcast come out on Tuesdays and Mended Mama Pep Talks come out on Fridays. If you have a thought to share, feel free to drop a comment down below. I love to read your comments. And if you would like more support, come join us in the Mamahood After Trauma Inner Circle. We would love to have you and support you and help you along your healing journey. Until next time, Mama, keep shining, keep pushing through. You matter.